Hulk's story in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has always been one of power and pain. From the moment we first met him, it was clear that this was not going to be the simple tale of a man who gains superhuman strength and then enjoys being a hero. Hulk's journey has never been clean or easy. It has always been marked by struggle and the constant search for balance. When people think about the MCU, they often focus on Iron Man brilliant, Captain America leadership, or Thor godlike destiny. But Hulk is one of the most human, even though he is the least human-looking of them all. His strength has always come with suffering, and his story feels unfinished in a way that has left fans both fascinated and frustrated. The Incredible Hulk in 2008 set the tone for who this character would be. Edward Norton played Bruce Banner in that first film, and what stood out was how much of the story was about running. Banner was on the run from the government, from General Ross, from anyone who wanted to use him as a weapon, but most of all, he was on the run from himself. The film opened with him in Brazil, trying to hide, trying to control his anger through meditation and breathing exercises. He was working in a factory, living in shadows, avoiding any trigger that might unleash the monster inside. From the beginning, Hulk was painted as both a curse and a responsibility. Banner wanted to be free, but freedom seemed impossible. The moment his heart raced, the moment anger touched him, even though he fought Abomination and saved Harlem, his story ended not in victory, but in uncertainty. He could not go home. He could not live normally. He was still a man at war with himself. When Mark Ruffalo took over the role in the Avengers, the character immediately gained more meaning. Banner was still the man running from his inner monster, but now we saw him pulled into a larger world. The Avengers needed him. They needed the monster. Nick Fury called him in not only for his brain, but for the possibility of unleashing the other side of him. The first Avengers film gave us the first real short view of how Hulk could be more than just a weapon. In the Battle of New York, we saw the iconic line, "I'm always angry,"
I'm always angry,
as Banner transformed into Hulk on command. That moment mattered because it showed a level of control that had been missing before. For the first time, it looked like Hulk was not just a curse, but also a choice. He smashed the Chitauri, he fought alongside the team, and he saved lives. But even in those victories, the main idea was clear. He was valuable to others. But could he ever be at peace with himself? In Avengers Age of Ultron, Hulk fought bravely against Ultron forces, but the cracks in his existence became obvious. The most painful sequence was when Scarlet Witch got inside his mind. Under her influence, Hulk lost control in Johannesburg, raging against everything in sight. Iron Man had to bring out the Hulkbuster armor to stop him, and the world saw Hulk not as a hero, but as a monster who destroyed cities. The damage was massive, and Banner was left with guilt so heavy that he began to question if he should even exist among people. The one hopeful part of this film was his connection with Natasha Romanoff. She was the only one who seemed to reach him, the only one who looked past the monster and saw the man. Their relationship hinted at something human, something tender. But just when that possibility began to grow, Hulk made the choice to disappear. He boarded the Quinjet and left Earth, leaving Natasha behind and cutting off what could have been a chance at love. His departure was heartbreaking because it showed how deeply he believed that his presence only brought danger and destruction. In Thor Ragnarok, they gave Hulk his most unique chapter. After disappearing at the end of Age of Ultron, it was revealed that he had landed on Sakaaran, a planet ruled by the eccentric Grandmaster. Here, Hulk had not only survived but thrived in a strange way. He became the champion of the gladiatorial arena, adored by crowds, treated like a warrior king. But the shocking part was that Hulk had stayed in control for years without changing back into Banner. For the first time, Hulk was not just the other half of Bruce Banner. He was the dominant personality. This raised a new kind of conflict. If Hulk could live independently, what did that mean for Banner? And if Banner came back, what would happen to Hulk? Ragnarok also gave us humor, showing Hulk as more than a rage machine. He had personality, pride, even vulnerability. His bond with Thor was funny, but also meaningful. Thor saw him as more than just a fighter. He saw him as a friend. Yet, underneath the colorful battles and the comedy, the pain of Hulk identity crisis remained. Was he meant to be Hulk forever, or could he still be Bruce? In Avengers Infinity War changed everything again. Banner was back, but Hulk refused to come out. After being beaten brutally by Thanos in the opening fight, Hulk seemed traumatized, unwilling to face that kind of humiliation again. For the first time, Hulk said no.
Come on! Come on!
This was a shocking moment because it revealed that Hulk was not simply a tool Banner could use at will. He had pride, fear, and agency. Banner was left to fight without him, stumbling around in the Hulkbuster armor, weaker and desperate. Fans debated what this meant. Was Hulk afraid, ashamed, or simply tired of being treated like a weapon? Whatever the reason, his absence in the battles of Infinity War left a hole in the team and reinforced the theme that his journey was not one of easy answers. In Avengers Endgame, then introduced a version of Hulk no one had fully expected, Professor Hulk. Banner explained that he had merged his intelligence with Hulk's strength, creating a new balance where he could be both at once. This was portrayed as a resolution, a compromise between man and monster. He took selfies with fans. He spoke with calm confidence. It seemed like a happy ending, but many fans felt conflicted. Yes, Banner had found a way to live with Hulk, but the rage and raw power of the Hulk they once knew seemed muted. He fought in the final battle against Thanos, and his strength was still immense, but the wild, uncontrollable force that made Hulk so terrifying was gone. Even his arc with Natasha, which had been left unresolved, was quietly erased. Endgame gave him peace, but it was an incomplete peace. It felt more like the writers tied a bow on his story than actually gave him closure. And then came She-Hulk, which surprised everyone with its final twist. Bruce appeared, guiding Jennifer Walters through her new powers, showing that he was comfortable as this merged version of himself. But at the very end, he introduced someone unexpected, his son, Scar.
This is my son, Scar.
This revelation raised more questions than answers. Where had Scar come from? Who was his mother? How long had Hulk known about him? Why was this massive part of Hulk's story suddenly dropped in casually and then ignored? For fans who had been following Hulk for over a decade, this felt like a setup for something big. But instead of continuation, we were left hanging. Hulk had a son, and then nothing more was said. That unresolved thread is one of the most frustrating in the MCU because it suggests an important new chapter that is yet to be written. Now rumors swirl about Hulk's future, and they are not simple. Whispers suggest that he may be facing a storyline where he is overwhelmed by other Hulk-like beings, possibly connected to his son, possibly tied to the idea of World War Hulk or even Red Hulk. If true, this could be the moment when Hulk is forced to confront not just his own identity, but the legacy of what it means to be Hulk at all. If Red Hulk enters the story, with General Ross transformed into a creature of similar power, then Hulk's lifelong conflict with Ross would finally reach a climax. This would bring the story full circle, back to where it began in 2008, when Ross saw Hulk only as a weapon to be controlled or destroyed. The idea that Hulk could face someone who mirrors his power but not his humanity is a compelling possibility. It would test not just his strength, but his growth, his ability to endure, and his place in a world that has never fully accepted him. Looking back across all of Hulk MCU scenes, the pattern is clear. His story has always been about more than smashing. It has been about identity, control, and survival. He has been a hero, but he has never fully been at peace. He has loved, but those loves have slipped away. He has found friendship, but he has also chosen isolation. He has been feared, celebrated, and misunderstood, sometimes all at once. And now, with his future uncertain, fans are hungry for resolution. They want to know what will become of Scar. They want to see Hulk face his greatest challenges. They want to see if strength born from pain can finally lead to peace, or if Hulk's destiny is to keep fighting forever. The truth is, Hulk's pain is what makes him strong, and his strength is what makes his pain so heavy. Every punch he throws, every building he destroys, every roar of rage is also a cry from someone who never asked for this life. Banner wanted to cure himself. Hulk wanted to live free. Together they have spent years trying to exist in a world that only partly understands them. And maybe that is why his story still matters so much. Because deep down, people see themselves in Hulk. They see the parts of life that feel uncontrollable, the anger, the grief, the loneliness. They see the hope that somehow those struggles can be turned into strength. And they see the tragedy that sometimes even strength is not enough to make the pain go away. This is why Hulk, unfinished as it is, still holds so much weight in the MCU. He is not the perfect hero. He is not the symbol of hope or the genius with the plan. He is the man who became a monster, the monster who found pieces of humanity, and the hero who never quite fit into the world he saved. His story is not complete, but maybe that is the point, because Hulk has never been about neat endings. He has always been about the fight that continues, the struggle that does not end, and the strength that comes from carrying pain no one else can understand.